Everybody, Boxing Bow here. First I want to say thank you to all my subscribers and new subscribers, and for those that have been asking about my back and neck, I do appreciate it, and thank you for your concern. Just a little update, my neck is better. My back, not so much. I had an MRI. I do have to go see a back specialist now. I have some slip disc, bulging disc, stuff like that. And my L1, L2, L3, and L4, so get to see a back specialist, so I'll get better slowly. I mean, it's going to take some time. But I wanted to show one of my newer snakes off. I got this from Riley. She's 50% coastal, 50% Darwin, Jag. She is a very, very sweet girl. He named her Charlotte, so we went ahead and kept her name that. I just want to show her off a little bit, let you guys see one of my new snakes. I got a lot of new snakes, but I'll do some more update videos on those. I just want to really show you a nice quality Jag that I got. She's a phenomenal girl, very sweet. You can tell he really put a lot of thought and care into her, and just did everything he could to give her the best care. She was originally bred by Psychotic Exotic, so that's kind of cool. But yeah, this is a 3-year-old girl. She's getting big now. I want to tell you something about when I got this. When I was getting a snake from Riley, we had to wait for weather and things like that. But he sent me video updates, photo updates all the time. Kept in constant contact with me. And when you buy a snake from somebody, that's a good quality to have as far as a reptile person selling or anything you're selling. Because, I mean, he kept in constant contact with me. We had phone conversations, told me all about her. And when I did get her, he called like, hey, I've been tracking the check-in. I said I went and got her right away, picked her up in the morning. She came with her feeding card, her shedding card, everything about her I got. And I thought that was really awesome, you know. So that's a big thing. When you're selling snakes and you're going to sell something to somebody, you know, send that feeding chart, the feeding records and shed records and when they refuse and things like that. It really helps me as a keeper, you know, keep her on the same schedule and things like that, and really helps me to track her, and plus it allows me to put her into my database of Reptiscan. A few other things I wanted to touch on. I got some blood pythons, which I'll do a video on those guys here shortly. I got some more carpets. I'll be doing some videos on those. You know, so definitely some cool things. A big thing I want to touch on, one little thing I want to touch on real quick is if you have a snake that is sick, okay? Now, I have been keeping snakes for 20 years. I don't know everything. I will never know everything. I'm constantly learning. But I see a lot of people, especially now on Facebook, post pictures of these sick snakes and saying, what's this? What do I do? What do I do? I don't want to go to the vet, so can you fix my snake? Well, if my son breaks his arm, I'm not going to post a picture on Facebook and say, what do I do? I'm going to take it to the vet. Now, you see a lot of keyboard veterinarians on there. And I don't care how long you've been keeping reptiles. I'd say 95% of the problems that come up with snakes, an experienced reptile keeper can handle. But with that being said, you should still take it to the vet if something comes up, just to double check. There's nothing wrong with that. And if you can't afford to take to a vet, then you should not own the reptile. Things come up. And I see a lot of people say, well, I've been keeping animals for 30 years, 20 years. Doesn't matter if you've been keeping them a year or 5 or 30. You are going to post, this is what I think it is, okay? Guess what? That's a guess. And you're going to have 40 people guessing at what it is, and you're going to get 40 different answers and 40 different cures, and they're not going to know who to trust. So, you know, obviously someone like myself, which has been doing it for a long time, if I see something with my snake here, me doing this for as long, I can generally tell if it's something that I need to run to the vet for, if it's something I can take care of myself. But a person that's posting pictures up on Facebook doesn't have that experience. So the best bet is not to guess at what could be wrong with the animal, but say, you know what, take it to a vet. And I know a lot of people claim, well, the vets, there's no reptile vet. Well, they went to school for a long time. Why they might not be a specialist in reptiles, they are going to know the type of medicine that it will need. They will be able to do x-rays that you can't do, and say there's egg binding issues and you can't get out, they will be able to do surgery and things like that. They are qualified to do those things, whether a specialist or not. You might have to help them in like suggesting different medicines if they're not sure. But you can't replace a newbie experience for veterinarian experience. So, you know, just keep that in mind, people. I mean, stop asking. There's nothing, well, I shouldn't say stop asking. There's nothing wrong with asking questions and saying, what's wrong with my snake? But don't take the word of 30 people, you know. Make sure you know a reputable breeder, someone that's been doing it a long time, that you can actually call on the phone and actually talk to one person, someone that's been doing it for 15 or 20 years, and saying, this is what's going on. Can I text you a private picture of the snake? And I need your honest opinion. When these people post pictures of their snakes on Facebook, they're not looking for an honest opinion. They are looking for a cheap, quick fix. So keep that in mind. When I have a problem with a snake that I'm not sure about, I will text someone that I trust. Someone that's been doing it longer than me, or just as long as I have, and has similar experience. And I'm going to say, hey, this is what's going on. I'm going to text you a picture. I'm going to text you a video. What's going on? What do you think? I think this, but just as a second opinion. And I'm going to listen to that person, and then I'm going to take my snake to the vet just to be sure. When you post a picture on Facebook, these are people that generally have no business owning a reptile. They don't understand the amount of level of care, commitment, and time that goes into these snakes. They're just looking, they got their snake cheap, and they're looking for a cheap fix. So when you're sitting there giving them suggestions, you're not really helping them. You're hindering them. You just, I mean, come on. I mean, just think about that. You know, I know that's a bit of a rant, but it's the truth. You know, so another thing I want to touch up on, another tiny, small, good thing. We got to keep this community growing. And so when you see people tearing down people, I mean, you can have a discussion and an argument with someone, but there's a difference between an argument and a discussion. So remember, when you're posting Facebook comments or you're going on the forums or even on YouTube, you know, you can disagree with someone. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't get offended just because you might not agree with what someone says. Listen to what they say. Respect what they had to say. And you're going to grow from that. You know, don't get so offended and be like, oh, this person, they're an idiot. No, they're not. They just had different experiences from you. And you can learn from them just like they can learn from you, whether you agree or disagree. You know, it's about growing. So just a few little things, a little bit of rant, a little bit of not. Couple quick shout outs I want to give. Balls you, Governor, you are the man. I love your videos. Keep them up, please. He just posted a wonderful video, too, actually. Honestly, you need to watch it. It touches on so many wonderful things. Watch that video. Go to Balls of You on YouTube and check his videos out. It's BALLS and then 2, the number 2, and you. Balls to You. Check his videos out. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And don't worry about her breathing. That's just her breathing. Seriously. Check that page out. He gives so many great suggestions. Now, he is a ball python keeper. But, I mean, I learned so much. I didn't know you can't feed live in the UK. That was a shocker to me. So that's another thing. You know, learn the laws that you live in, from county to state to the country to whatever, wherever it is. Know your rights, know your laws, and so that way, you know, you don't find yourself in those precarious positions. But yeah, definitely check his video. I'll give a few more shout outs later on, but that's one guy I really wanted to hit on, because that is, his video that he just did was outstanding, and please go check him out. It's amazing. This is about all I'm going to do, because my back is really starting to hurt right now. So I'm going to put Charlotte away, and this is Boxing Boa. Peace.